Awesome. Well, we're still in the morning, so good morning, everybody. Hope you're all doing well on the second day of the event. Firstly, I'm going to start with a bit of audience participation, but don't worry, you're not going to have to stand up or anything embarrassing. Who was here yesterday? Keep your hand up if you heard me speak yesterday. Okay, so we've just got a couple of people I'm going to be recycling jokes for, so that's good. Very good. Who has heard of Dotdigital? And keep your hands up if you're already a Dotdigital customer. Okay, so I've got some a good mix of people in here. Well, today I'm going to be talking to you about 10 customer experience tactics that you should be doing, and these are all going to come from the eyes of using a customer experience platform like Dotdigital. But first of all, who is Dotdigital for those that didn't raise your hand? But we are a market-leading all-in-one platform for cross-channel marketing, automation and personalisation, and we call that CXDP. And that's definitely going to be the flavour of my talk today about CX, customer experience, and that's propped up by data. So customer experience and data platform. We've got 4,000 customers worldwide, and just under 500 people now. We've grown massively in the last 12 months. And we've been growing for 25 years. Actually, this year we're celebrating turning 25. We're having our silver anniversary, which is really exciting. And we're based in the UK too, just a couple of stops on the tube at London Bridge. A bit about me. I've been in the marketing game for about 10 years, collaborating with brands on making those experiences campaign strategy. I've been lucky enough to work for a brand, for a vendor and for an agency, and I know the difference between them. Anybody that doesn't probably hasn't worked at an agency. But I think most importantly, and I hope that you will respond well to, is I'm a marketer too. I sit in a marketing role. I'm the head of EMEA Marketing at Dotdigital, and I've been in your shoes, which usually I'm wearing 2 shoes, but today I've got a fancy other one on. But usually I'm in the 2 normal shoes, walking the same path you do. KPIs, stakeholder management, you name it. So what I'm going to try to do now is take you through 10 tips that you may already be doing. I may not tell you everything that's brand new, but what I've tried to structure it is tell you why the tactic is important, what you should start doing if you're not doing it already, and maybe what you could do differently if you are already doing it. So, starting off with personalisation, wouldn't be a Dotdigital presentation without mentioning the word personalisation because it's so important. But I think just to debunk maybe some myths about personalisation, people say more data means better personalisation. Well, that's not really true. I think data is important in creating high value experiences, but it's definitely not about the more the better. You can use a wealth of information that you're already sitting on to create a more personalised experience. It's too time consuming and costly. Absolutely not. You're probably sitting on some really simple pieces of software that can help you create personalized experiences, whether that's using dynamic content in your emails, whether that's looking at order data, whether that's looking at website data. You can start to create a less generic experience, and it can be done with a couple of clicks. Only large businesses can benefit from personalization. Even small businesses can really leverage those breadcrumbs, those customer data breadcrumbs from your marketing strategy. There's a lot of cost-effective tools, no matter the size, that can help you scale quickly for your business. And personalization is only limited to email marketing? Absolutely not. So email marketing is a great place to get started if you aren't personalizing any of your communications at the moment, but you can all be applied to your website, SMS, you'll hear me mention that quite a few times today, across social, anything where you're creating a more personalized experience. So what to start doing is to start using your customer preferences. If you've got a preference center, if you've got some form thing that you are capturing customer data, just try to use one data point within there to create a more personalized experience. Whatever it is, just checking if it's what their preference is and using that to create a less generic experience. That's really what you're looking at. And if you're already personalizing, go the next level. Use AI, and I'm going to mention AI right at the end, to create more of that personalized experience. So you can use things like geo-targeting. So if you're a business that's got distribution centers around the world, around the country, can you give something that's a little bit more bespoke to where that person is geographically based. We also have weather and other things, so you can start to personalize that experience based on where that person is, and you don't have to look at that. AI can do that for you, and that is available in Dotdigital. So next, it's about cross-channel marketing, and I think this is going to be the flavour of lots of the topics over the next 2 days. It's about taking that experience across more than just email. So why is cross-channel marketing important? Well, we want to be able to create that seamless communication across different channels, bringing in that brand, making it feel like you're sort of giving your customers or your prospective customers that warm hug. We really want to meet customers where they are. Now we're in a digital age. We've got Gen Z, Gen Alpha coming through. They don't always like to be targeted to on one specific channel. So we're looking to meet the customers where they are. Boosting the retention by being there when your competitors aren't, so outplaying those. Gathering insights and data. You can be surprising how much data you can gather off the uses of different platforms. And ultimately, that brand visibility, making sure that you're front and center at all times. So if you're not already using cross-channel marketing, so when I say cross-channel marketing, I mean you're marketing on just one channel. So if you're just marketing on one channel, this would be my recommendation. Try to do something with SMS. SMS is great, and it can integrate really well with your existing email and social campaigns. It's a great way of giving something extra to your customers, to your prospective customers. It's got a 98% open rate. If you're already doing cross-channel marketing, you may already be doing SMS marketing, why not think about remapping your customer journeys? When was the last time that you went back and thought, actually, how has that customer come to convert? Take a step back, look at those, like I said, those digital data breadcrumbs, and work out where's that customer come into our funnel, into our life cycle, and does that need remapping? Are we giving them the right message on the right channel at the right time? So moving on, marketing automation. It'd be surprising. I was at a talk when I was doing the talk yesterday that we did a bit of a pulse survey with internet retailing about 2 years ago, and it came out that 45% of brands still aren't doing marketing automation. So there's a huge opportunity there. Some of these stats probably won't surprise you. This from Dotdigital data, but the proof really is in the pudding. 63% of companies using marketing automation are going to outperform their competitors, mainly because it takes the heavy lifting out so you can focus on what matters. Marketing automation drives a 14.5% increase in team productivity, which I think is pretty good. And one of my favorites as a marketing budget holder is a 12% reduction in marketing overhead. So, that's pretty good. And then when we're looking at using automation, those increases are going to increase. 77% on this particular report, but I dare say you'll see a bigger percentage out there in other pieces of research. It really is something that you should be doing if you're not already. So if you're not, think about implementing an onboarding program. So what happens when somebody subscribes to a newsletter or makes a transaction or a conversion, whatever your business is? What's the first thing that they see? Is that automated? What's the second thing that they see? Is that automated? If it's not, please go and do it. Please go and do it, because it will just take a little bit of a headache out of your and introduce the brand really nicely and get them onto a nice automated journey. If you are already doing some automation, which I hope that lots of you are, why not think about changing the automation program to be dependent on engagement? So what I mean is, if somebody's opening an email within an hour, you've probably got a little bit more of the liberty to send them the next email slightly sooner because they're engaged. But whereas anyone that doesn't have that engagement, maybe wait a week. So be able to play around a little bit with your triggers or your timings, so that people that are engaged are going to get more information quicker from you, whatever it is that you're looking to proposition to them. This can be done in most automation programs. Obviously, it can be done in Dotdigital, but it's not necessarily exclusive to us. Number 4, segmentation. Segmentation is super important. So here's, again, leading with some benefits. The DMA, so Data Marketing Association, see a 760% increase in revenue for segmentation. So segmentation is taking your data and putting it into pots, whether that's based on geography, or order size, or I don't know. People can use demographic data. Whatever it is, it's about putting them into different pots. So by doing that and by making more personalised and relevant marketing, you've got a huge potential to increase your revenue. Secondly, you're going to get more engagement. When something's segmented and therefore hopefully more personalised, you're going to get more engagement because it's less generic. And that's from a piece of content that we wrote last year. And finally, this is an e-commerce example, but one of our customers saw an 800% increase in orders because they were segmenting based on the likelihood of that person going to buy again. So when they've got their people that are more likely to buy, they can give them much more, not aggressive messaging, but it's a little bit more forceful. It's getting them to buy again. We're using our data to understand when that person's going to repurchase with us. Whereas our more lapsed customers, ones that maybe need a little bit more nurturing, they can have a slightly different message. By tailing them, by segmenting them, we're able to create a really great use case for creating more revenue. So if you're not, you can use things like RFM. Who in the room has heard of RFM modeling? Okay. E-commerce example. So RFM stands for recency, frequency, monetary modeling, and that is a bit of the Ron Seal analogy. It does what it says on the tin. It's going to find out how recent the last person was to purchase from you, how frequently they purchase from you, and what's the monetary value. And all of this can be done within something like Dotdigital. It's going to create different pots of people. So you've got your champions that maybe bought really recently. They've had big orders, and they like to do that a lot. Versus, like I said, your lapsed customers, which maybe haven't bought in 2 years. They don't buy very frequently, and it's not really big orders. You should treat those people differently. Those people in your lower end of the pot probably need a bit more nurturing. Do they need, some opportunity to understand your brand a little bit more? Do they need, like I said, a re-engagement? Whereas your more recent purchasers, they might be good to roll into a VIP program. Why not ask them for feedback? There's a lot of things you can do by segmenting your customers into different pots. And if you're already doing that, great. There's that AI word again. Use AI to predict what they will do, yeah. So, when we're looking at modeling and segmentation, we're probably looking a little bit more backwards on what the data that we have. But AI can help us look forwards, start to predict when these things happen. That email can land in the inbox before you've got the data to say it should have done. Leaning onto some of that stuff is really, really useful to help drive revenue and just take a little bit of, let you focus on more of the creative stuff. And that is certainly available in Dotdigital. So, halfway through, optimizing email campaigns. I'm just going to dive straight in with this one. So if you're not optimizing your email campaigns, you should be. And optimizing email campaigns is just anything that's going to make them better. So the first 4 mentioned points are going to help you do that. But if you're not, A/B testing is a great place to start. You can look at different designs, different formats. And again, I'll do a little poll in the room. When was the last time someone in this room moved a call to action on their email? Was it in the last 3 months? Put your hand up. The last 6 months? Ever? Since the template was built? Okay, all right. So what I'm getting at is play around. Make sure that you can, play with your emails. Try to optimize them. My one piece of advice was don't change too much too quickly because then you'll never know what's worked. Done before where we've got to rip at the template. It looks massively different. You need to make sure that you're working out what those incremental changes. So if you haven't already, start some A/B testing. If you are already doing some optimization, using things like send time optimization to help you know when to send. So something like Dotdigital will look at the customer data, you can hit send, and then it will send that email over a period of, could be up to 2 days, but it's using customer data to find out when they're more likely to open it. 6, UGC. UGC and feedback, so user-generated content, is really, really good for creating more of a great brand experience. It builds trust, increases engagement, it helps inform decision-making, and it drives loyalty and retention. It's a really good way of being able to put your brand in a nice positive light. You need to ask for it, and then you need to show it. So if you're not already, integrate your customer reviews and user-generated content into your marketing using things like dynamic content blocks. So if you've got if you use Trustpilot or you use something like Yoppo or whatever, just bringing them into your emails so you can have something that's the most current. It can be related to the subject that you're talking about. Again, you're not having to manually drag and drop something in. You've got a dynamic block that will update accordingly. If you're already doing that, you can ask for, back to my cross-channel point, you can ask for reviews if you're using Trustpilot on SMS. We're now the only marketing platform to be able to offer this at the moment. That is available in Dotdigital. Again, a more timely channel to ask for a review, and you can use that data and use that UGC in your brand. Popovers and intent-based triggers. So what is a popover? So it's just one of those boxes that you see, quite annoying I guess sometimes, on websites, but they really do have a good purpose. It offers the extra details without them leaving the page, and often you see it sort of black out. It can have words, pictures, buttons inside depending on its purpose. A type of popover with intent would be something like an exit intent. So as the cursor is going towards the close button, we're going to hit this person with a behavioural popover that's triggered by the intent. It can be dynamic, it can feature different types of content, it can have an offer in, it could send them to the subscribe page. It's all triggered by the intent of that mouse going towards leaving that page. So a great way of capturing data or conversions that would have otherwise left your site. So if you're not, implement them. They are pretty good, even in a B2B setting. Subscribe to our newsletter. Don't forget to download this piece of white paper. Or have you got an event coming up, a webinar? They're really good for directing and keeping people within your brand sphere of your website. If you are already doing that, again, use that data, use the behavioral data to trigger really relevant stuff. Look at the page you're on, maybe use AI to work out what's more of a common match to those pages and be able to give them something more relevant. And that is available in Dotdigital. It's a very good one. 2 more to go. Abandoned browse. So abandoned browse, similar to the popovers, is when somebody's left before we wanted them to do what they wanted them to do. We want to send them an email trigger or a channel trigger to help them come back to us. Great way to, like I said, get them back into the sphere. So the pop-up keeps them within the website. If you're not lucky enough to get them in their website, abandoned browse can help them pull them back. An email, it can be personalized, could be a product recommendation, could be like, did you forget this? You can be nice and playful with your language. If you're not already, implement reminder emails when people leave your website, come back to us, and that's based on customer profiling, so that's a really good place to start. If you are already doing that, use that dynamic content. Try to tie in, make it more relevant, so you're not if you are getting that email as a consumer in your inbox, it's more relevant. And that is available in Dotdigital. Moving on, loyalty programs. I think loyalty programs are really, really good, even for B2B businesses. They help reward success, for sure. You can offer things like points. You can keep tiered membership fees. It's just about treating your customers that do keep repeating to you better. It could be sending them a branded hoodie. It could be anything. It just makes them feel just a little bit more special based on their loyalty to your company. You can do that with personalized gifts and discounts, but it doesn't have to be always about money off. Remember that. You want to protect your revenue. It can be about those sort of surprise and delight moments. So if you're not already, you can do something based on points, and that allows you to create a nice gamification to that, which could be pretty cool. If you have some form of loyalty, is there a place to turn it into an app? Or sort of a web app or something that you can do to try and get that customer to realize where they place, again, to really drive that loyalty. And finally, you may have already guessed this, but it is start using AI more. I'm probably not the first person to tell you that, and I certainly won't be the last. But yeah, use AI more, please. It really is going to be everybody's companion, and it's not going to be our enemy. It's not going to help replace. This is a shameless plug for something called Winston AI, which is the engine that sits within Dotdigital, but it's just inbuilt to help save your time. It's going to help you clean up your subject lines, save you time. It's going to help accelerate your marketing across different channels based on the data that you have and the data in the wider sphere and that machine learning element. So if you're not, please do start using AI. Even if it's ChatGPT to help you get you started with a campaign plan, and then you take that campaign and inject your creativity to make that work. This is a great starting point, so please don't be afraid of doing that. And if you are already using AI, brilliant, try to look at tools that will embed that into your workflow. Be able to, again, save you that time. Instead of you having to switch between platforms, you want something that can be embedded into what you're doing to help you, really achieve some great marketing successes. And that is available in Dotdigital, of course. So I covered quite a lot today. When I was putting this together, I thought 10 would be great, but it really are tactics that you should have available to you at some point. Like I said, if you're doing some stuff, try and do something slightly different. If there's something you haven't got that's on that list, please do start doing it. If you want to hear any more about these tactics and you want to understand a little bit more how they can sort of drive your CX strategy, please do come and see Dotdigital. We're at stand G30 over there. We're also going to be running some free training sessions this afternoon on the platform. So if you want to see how automations are built, how to build emails better, how to plug in with your CRM and e-commerce systems, please do let us know. We've got a fabulous member of our training team there that can help you all. But big thank you from me, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.